to my channel. So yesterday I made a video and I was talking about like my experience of being homeless, but this video today, like, I want to expose some stuff. I really wanted to tell you guys what it's like being homeless, going to these places that's supposed to help you. I just really want to give you guys some tea on what it's like the whole lifestyle of being homeless. So if you're interested, stay tuned. I did like write out a list of things that I really wanted to talk about. So if you guys see me like looking down or anything, that's why, because I want to make sure I touch on like all these points. The first thing that I really want to talk about is the lack of resources. Now, you could call 211, you could call all these places and go on the internet and see if they would help, but in reality, there's a lot of places that really won't help you. You could look at shelters, you could look at all this stuff, but if you don't suffer from certain type of things, they won't help you. You're like pretty much on your own. Some of these places have like age requirements. Some of these places, like, they get your information, they say that they're going to help you. It's actually a lot of places like this. They gather your there's a lot of places where like they gather your information, like your name, your social security number, your date of birth, and they say that they're going to help you, but they really don't. But that's how they make their money. Once they have those three information, all they have to do is report that they're helping you out, and they get money in their pocket. Even if they don't help you, that's money in their pocket just because you gave up personal information. So, I mean, if you're ever homeless, especially in LA, don't give your information to nobody. Like, I don't care, because a lot of these people are not going to help you. You hear a lot about, oh, you have to get a case manager and this, that, and the other. You get these case managers, a lot of them, they don't do nothing. Some of them, they do help you out, but a lot of them, they don't. I feel like overall the goal is if you're on the verge of homelessness, or if you are homeless, their goal is to keep you homeless and get you in that situation and get those people in Skid Row. And I feel like one of the biggest issues is when you're homeless, and maybe like if you're on Skid Row, or even if you're not in Skid Row, you're just like on the streets on your own, you're couch hopping, like you get too comfortable, especially like if it's like, okay, well, I don't have to pay rent. I'm not going to say that like people become that way on purpose. Like, there are people, I'm pretty sure, but at the same time, the system is made for you to get too comfortable, because when you go to like shelters, when you get into certain programs or transitional living or whatever, a lot of these places have rules, curfews, they have shower times, and it's like you're stuck to be there all day and not actually go out and do something with your life. And if you have a friend, then that's great, because you could go stay with them or take a shower at their place. But like going to transitional living and like all that stuff, it's like, to me, I wouldn't recommend it. You do have to pay rent. It's like, well, you live in there, so, you know, of course, but you do have to pay rent. You still got to worry about theft. You still have to follow their rules, you know. And it's like all this to be treated like that, like you're treated like crap. And these people, they don't care about you. Like, people there, they don't care. They don't care about what you're going through. They don't care how you got in that situation. They like to keep you down. And it sucks, because you're already at like a low point in your life, that they would keep you there. If you watched my video yesterday, I told you guys about how like I was staying in a transitional living place, and I got off work at 11:30, and I got there around 12:40, just for them to deny me entry. Like, for them to be like, oh no, like curfew was at 9 o'clock, you should have been back, woo woo woo. And it's like, I was at work, like, you see me in my uniform, you know, like a whole 5 minutes being wasted, where this guy's manager was like, oh, is she in this program? Is she doing this? Is she doing that? Tell her she got to come back and redo everything tomorrow morning at 7. And it was just like, are you serious? For a program that I'm already in? Like, I'm in this for a reason, because I have a job. You know, to be put down like in a situation where you don't have anywhere to go and these places is supposed to help you, it's just like bull crap to me. Like, yo. And I told you guys too, like, about when I went to go see if I could get information about like getting move-in costs for an apartment or whatever, and the guy, the best thing he can offer me as far as help was getting me into the Rust Motel, which is in Skid Row. And I was like, I have a whole ass job. Are you kidding me? In Skid Row, you're trying to offer me some place to live? And I feel like that just really sucks. I feel like they try to get you in that environment and keep you in that environment. There are people who actually do care, because there are people who themselves who have been in a similar situation or have gone through it, so they will help you as much as they can. But I feel like at the same time, nobody is going to help you like you're your own best friend. So that's why I was like, let me just save all my money up real quick and I get my own place, because these people clearly trying to keep me in this like box, or get me in this box. Another thing is that people lie. So the homeless people, they lie in order to get help, because if you suffer from mental illness, AIDS, if you have kids, if you suffer from an abusive relationship, if you abuse drugs and alcohol, they are so quick to place those people in homes opposed to the actual working. So a lot of people will lie and say that they suffer from mental health or they abuse drugs and alcohol, because if you go to the point where you abuse drugs and alcohol, you go to a program where you're able to detox, and after like that whole 30 days or however long they have you in their program, then they would help you find housing at the very end. And it was just like, okay, well, what about the working people? Who is this calling me? It just called me back to back. So it's like, you have to lie because they're so quick to place those people into homes, but like actual working people, it's just like they don't help you. It's just like, to me, like, it seems backwards. And I will understand for like the women and children or whatever, or single families, but like, you're not helping the people who have jobs. Like, that makes no sense to me. I clearly don't understand why they're making it so difficult for people who have jobs to actually get out this situation that they're in. When I told you guys in my last video that I had went to go take these tests, and this test was to determine whether or not, like, if I abused drugs or alcohol, if I had AIDS, if I had children, if I was pregnant, you know, all that stuff. And none of that stuff related to me. So they were like, oh, we're gonna call you. The second time I went to go take that test, the person who was conducting the test encouraged me to lie. She was like, you're gonna have to do what you have to do in order to get housing. And I was like, oh, hell no. Like, I'm not lying, because if I said that I suffer from mental health, then they're gonna put me on some type of medication. And why would I take medication for something that I don't have? And I met this girl, she was on medication. She lied about having mental health problems. And she would play, like she said, she play a role. Like, she act like she talking to herself and do stuff. Because if they see that, they're like, okay, she really does have an issue. And they're more likely to place her somewhere. But the thing is, she had to take medication. They gave her medication that she had to take, and she did get housing. She did, but she ended up like, she said that like when she started taking those medications, that she was just real off, like it wasn't right. And the thing was, they would check to make sure, like she had to meet up with them and they make sure that she was taking her medication. So she got in the habit like of not taking it every day, and that's why she was fine. But the day before she had to go get tested to make sure she's taking her medication, she would take a pill. And I'm just like, that's doing too much. Like, I'm not about to screw nothing up on the inside of my body like that. So have you guys ever wondered why like homeless people choose to stay in the street or live in their cars as opposed to going and getting some type of assistance? Well, the thing is, when you get into some type of assistance program or whatever, they have these rules, they have these curfews. You can't do certain things, and it's like they control your life. It's in a control environment, and they treat you like kids. Like, you could be a 45-year-old man, and these people will act like they're your dad. They could be like 25 years old, and they're telling you what to do. They treat you like you're beneath them because of the situation that you're in. Like, they have times where they have showers. They have like, they had a shower time of 2 o'clock. Like, what about those people that gotta work? Why is 2 o'clock in the afternoon when the day is basically over? Makes no sense. They also, like, if you were at work all day and say you didn't eat anything and you come back and you want some food, oh, there's no food, like, you're screwed. You're just gonna go to bed starving. Like, what? Like, it's just like, they don't help you, yo. Like, another thing that I really want to talk about, I feel like people should know this. When people donate their clothing to, or when people donate like their old clothing to like homeless shelters or like centers or groups or whatever for the less fortunate, who has the first look at these clothes? The staff. The staff actually goes through the clothes, they pick out what they like, and they keep it for themselves, and then they'll leave whatever's left over and give it to the less fortunate. The people who actually need it, they're left with like basically nothing. They're like if someone decides that, oh, I have some boots and they jacked up, like they got like scratches all over it or whatever, the staff is not going to get those shoes, right? They're not going to get it. They're going to leave it for the person that's less fortunate. Or if there's some Levi pants, they're like, oh, these are cute, like they're Levi's, what size are, oh, they're a size 6 and I'm they're a size 6 and I can't fit this, so here, we're going to put it over there for the less fortunate people. So if you ever see like someone that's like clearly like a size 12 and then they squeeze into these pants or these capris or even these shirts that doesn't fit them, it's because they get what's left over. So in case you guys were wondering, people filming you. So this is one thing that irritates my soul. I hate when I see YouTubers do these videos and then you get all these people in the comments like, oh, they're so sweet, they're so nice and woo woo woo. But in reality, it's like, if you really care for them, why did you film it? If this was from the goodness of your heart, why are you filming this? And it's just evident that they're just doing stuff for views. They would take advantage of the homeless people. Like, people would go to the areas where the homeless people are and they'll be filming documentaries. They'll be filming their YouTube videos. Some of them try like, oh yeah, like I'm passing out cheeseburgers to the homeless and this, that, and the other, and we care, wish you best of luck, or blah, blah, blah. Or here's $10 or something, go get yourself something to eat. And it's just like, really? And some people, some of the homeless people, like, they will be in the video because it's like, I mean, I need the money, or I am hungry, so you're giving me a cheeseburger in exchange for my face being in the video. Like, that's real fucked up, yo. Like, that's really crazy. Like, some of these people don't even ask you if they could put you, some of these people, they don't even ask you if they could put you in the video. Like, wherever I was like going, because I would have to go down to like Skid Row sometimes, or I would even go to the Women's Center. The Women's Center was literally in Skid Row. If I was hungry and I didn't have no money, I would go over there, and whenever I saw people with cameras, I would cover my face, because it's like, why are you filming? Like, I'm not about to accidentally be in your video. You didn't get my consent to put me in your video. And these people do that. Like, they would take a video of you without your consent. Sometimes you don't even know that. Like, you could just be walking up the street and they have like these cameras and they're filming. Or sometimes they'll act like they're not even filming, like trying to play it off, but it's evident what they're doing. And it's just like, the disrespect, yo. Like, this one lady, I heard about her picture being published in a newspaper. She had no idea. She knew she took the picture, but she didn't know that they were going to be putting her picture in the newspaper. She didn't find out that she was in the newspaper until a family member hit her up and was like, yo, what's going on? You in the paper? You homeless? Like, what's going on? Like, another thing I really want to talk about is like the abuse. Since we're talking about people using you, abuse. There are places or people that say like they will help you find housing, and they will help you find housing, but exchange, you gotta pay rent and you gotta have sex with them. There was this whole pastor who was like, he would come to the women's center and he'd be like, ladies, church, 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 church. Like, come on, let's go to church. And nobody would be interested in going. But soon as they say help finding housing, then that's when people would get up and they would go. Yeah, so yeah, they would go. And come to find out, like, I was one of those people who, when he said housing, like, he was interested in me because like I had a job where I was paid $14 an hour and I worked over 40 hours a week. So like he was like, okay, come with me. I give you all the information you need to know. We have multiple locations, woo woo. So I literally get in the car, and actually it was a church bus. So there was this woman who was like, I will tell you not to go. Like, don't go at all. And come to find out later, because like after I met with this guy, like he was like pressing on getting money like right then and there. And I'm like, I'm not giving you money for something I haven't even seen yet. And so I was just like, I didn't feel comfortable, and I just chose not to. And then like his church service, no disrespect, like it was like African, this guy was African or whatever, and I have no problems with like the African like church service, but it was like really uncomfortable being there. Like it was just like, I've never felt so uncomfortable in church. And y'all know me, I grew up in church. So to go to a place and it was just like, you don't feel the spirit moving, you don't feel like no authenticity, nothing. So it was just like, nah, like I'm good. But I ended up finding out the story, what happened to the girl who told me not to go. She was actually almost raped there, because what he would do is he would give you a room, you share a room, you're paying like $700 and something for a room. And then after that, like he would come in, and mind you, he's married too. He would come to the houses. I don't know if they were houses or like buildings or what, but he would come and he would go into like these people's rooms and like force himself on them. And her in particular, like she would fight back. There were other women, like since they were in need of a place, they went along with it, you know. But her, she was like, no, she fought back, and he got pissed off. And he called the police on her and accused her of trespassing. He said that he had kicked her out the house, and yes, she's still coming back, even though she was paying rent there. Like, I'm not going to really touch on like the whole aspect of like homeless people mysteriously disappearing, but I have heard so many stories about that. And I really can't draw a conclusion or go into details about it because I really don't know, but they say that it is a thing. And if you really pay attention, those people who go missing are usually those people who come from or who have been in like shelters. So, and then they would say like months later they'll end up finding a body or whatever. I don't know how true it is, but like I definitely do have my questions about that. But yeah. So anyways, that is pretty much all I really wanted to talk about as far as being homeless in LA. If you have questions, definitely let me know below. I would be glad to answer those. And I'll see you guys in the next video.